Federal agencies to see personnel cuts as President Trump and Elon Musk's Doge works to reshape the federal government. Tens of thousands of workers have already been let go from the Department of Health, Homeland Security, and now the Energy Department. Here's ABC's Jay O'Brien with the latest on President Trump and Elon Musk's efforts to downsize the federal government.
President Trump pushing ahead with sweeping plans to trim the size of the federal government, firing thousands of workers and impacting key agencies.
We want to downsize government, but make it better. Run it better.
ABC News has learned of 15,000 employees at the IRS now identified for possible termination as early as next week. According to a person familiar with the effort, the employees are on probationary status, meaning they typically started work within the last 2 years and do not have jobs directly related to processing tax filings. The IRS has not responded to ABC's request for comment. These sweeping cuts first targeting roughly 200,000 probationary federal employees across the government. At least 2,000 workers fired from the Department of Energy, more than 1,000 from Veterans Affairs, and another 1,000 from the Centers for Disease Control, including half of the agency's doctors and scientists who respond to outbreaks at home and abroad. ABC News obtaining this audio from a meeting at the Office of Personnel Management. Some employees told to gather their belongings and exit the premises.
You will receive your termination notice via email shortly, and it will include the reason for termination. As a result, your employment with the Office of Personnel Management will end today.
Federal employees nationwide let go. Carly Arado worked for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Greensboro, Georgia, helping farmers get federal funding. She received an email Friday night saying her position was terminated.
They say they care so much about their farmers, and they're taking away the people that help them the most.
And now the Pentagon, which employs 3.4 million troops and civilians, now bracing for possible cuts too. Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
No one is safe. But shall there be faith on earth? Federal employees fired nationwide. Thank you for our daily bread. As you saw in the beginning of my video, thousands, really tens of thousands of federal workers have been fired, right? By the hands of who? The Commander-in-Chief, DJ Trump. And this is an eye-opener to let you know that you're not safe. You're not safe. No one's safe. I mean, the powers to be are ran by the Most High, but this is also something that's written in the scriptures, a parable. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. I'm going to break that down. And the door shall be shut in the streets. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4, the book after Proverbs. And the door shall be shut in the streets. What does that mean? The streets is where you go out to what? To go shop, right? Supposedly, you go to the agora, the marketplace to shop. But if the doors are shut, that means what? They're closed. If you see a door open in the shop, I mean it's open. If it's shut, you can tell when it's closed. When the sound of grinding is low, you have to go into ancient toolery, a mill that will grind, a millstone, great millstone. That belongs to the elders. Like a great millstone will grind down the mill. And you can make flour and things of that nature. Understand? Even in modern terms today, what do they say? Yo, I'm out here grinding. Meaning what? You're out here hustling. You're out here, working. That's going to be brought low. Right? And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Because when you're sorrowful, when you're in the state of mourning, what do you have to rejoice for? So I'm going to read it again, and then I'm going to open up with a blessing. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets where the sound of the grinding is low work, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. And before I go any further, I want to give all the honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah and His only begotten Son YAHAWASHI, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus. Double honors to my elders at Great Millstone. Like Paul said, give double honor to the elders. Single honors to the elect. Peace and blessings to the sincere men and women, the children that consist of the 1/3, and to the confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth, because there's no such thing as a black Hebrew Israelite. I hate that word black. Hebrew Israelite, because the Lord said we shall be scattered in the four corners of the earth. And what secular history does that sound like? The transatlantic slave trade, with us being on those ships. You know, the Lord even said we'll go into slavery by ships. Come on, you can't make that up. Anyhow, let's get back to it. So think about it. A federal employee. I work for the government. How can I lose my job? Fire. It's like the apprentice again. You're fired. Fire. You know what's happening? Their own tongue is falling upon themselves. Esau snitching on himself. Ooh, that's in Psalms. They made their own tongue. Matter of fact, allow me to get that, please, people. Listen here. This is Psalms 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Iniquity, like another word for sin. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Ooh, you know what's so heavy? What's so heavy also? Think about Cupid. Bow and arrow, the heart. The Lord shot an arrow at the heart. Because remember, Proverbs, I'm speaking as a man. Proverbs 21, if I'm not mistaken, or 20, where it's the first verse as well, where it says, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. The king is your ruler. So DJ Trump will be the king right now. Your heart is your mind. Like a river, he moveth whithersoever he want. So, to shoot a heart like Cupid, bow and arrow. I'm just speaking as a man. I'm just, But nonetheless, you made your own tongue fall upon yourself, because regardless if it's the red states, the blue states, the Democrats, the Republican, this is Satan casting out Satan, also written in the scriptures, right? But remember, there's many layers to this video. No one is safe, but shall there be faith on earth? See, these people have faith in their heart that they shall keep this job forever. But Matthew chapter 4, well, I ain't gonna say forever, but for an extended period of time. Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Most High. So people think they can just go to their job, clock in, work, go to their job, clock in, work, go to their job, clock in, work, and then that's how they're going to keep putting food on their table, their lights on, gas in their car, medication in the cabinet, all that. But then the Lord put the spirit on what? The king's heart. Now you're fired. But what was your faith? Was it your faith in the Lord, or was your faith in your job or man? You see what I'm getting at, y'all? Read again. Matthew 4:4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. And where is the word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God? The Bible. Remember, the Bible is written by holy men who were moved by the Spirit, but that's another video. This is Psalms 118:8. It is better to trust in the Lord. Well, you see Lord of all capital letters, that's Yahawah. It is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in man. That's in the Bible. But what do y'all do every goddamn turn? And I'm going to say damn. Because your president gets inaugurated on all these people all over the world that come to America, make money, and they pray to their God. What book do they get inaugurated on? The Bible. And they don't hold nail law with it. And y'all people still run y'all goofy asses down to them damn stations. Especially if you old, man. Them old jakes, man, out there for hours in the sun just to cast a vote. Then to come to find out your vote didn't even count. Negro spirituals. Like the Lord said, is Israel a homeborn slave? You know? Stockholm Syndrome. Anyhow. Psalms 118:8 again. It is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in man. Fact. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19 through 20. Lay not up yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. So in other words, everything on this earth that you have, your family, your job, your car, your possessions, your clothing, your status, everything can be taken from you. But when the Lord come back, Luke 18:8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Who? The elect. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? So, and I told this to a few people at my job. I said, listen here, they can take everything I just said. They can take your family, they can take your car, and they can take everything from you. But as long as you have faith, they can never take that from you. Because those treasures are laid in the heavens. Though his goofy ass lay his star, and what he say? No, the scripture says, though he lay his nest amongst the stars, yet I will bring him down. Come on, man. But shall it be found faith on earth? Yes, there shall be. Because I'm going to read out the Apocrypha, which is a part of the 1611 King James Version Bible, and I'm going to close out. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 13 through 14. Whoso feareth the Lord, it shall go well with him at the last, and he shall find favor in the day of his death. Verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and to fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Remember, knowledge is the information. Wisdom is the application. Understanding gives you the declaration. Understand that. If you know better and you don't do better, it'll make you wise. You're just knowledgeable of the fact that if you did this, you get a different outcome. But because you didn't do that, you got the wrath, you got the fire. So now you're going to always have that mark on your skin from that fire, from whatever that trauma was, that error was, to remind you, don't do it again. Sirach chapter 1 verse 14. To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and it was created with the faithful in the womb. So going back to Luke 18:8, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find. Damn, it just hit me. Shall he find faith on earth? Yes, because we being predestined. Because it's with the faithful since the womb. Oh, man. I just had an epiphany. So the Lord said, no weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper. That means there are some that's standing here on this earth today that shall not taste death. So with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fed. Stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing. Stay humble, remain diligent. Kwame Sha'Allah, Mafla Babal, Shalom.